Hello everyone, back to today's second video. We're going to have a look at the weather next 10 to 14 days for today's second video. So day 10 will take us around the 11th of October. And we'll be able to extend out beyond that with extended GFS and ECM ensembles maybe into around a couple of weeks. Going to look at Beijing Climate Centre at the end of the video for the next 40 days. That's going to take us into the start of November, can you believe? So the first video release day was the European outlook. So yes, that is a detailed look at the weather for the next week to 10 days across Northern Europe. Going to be quite a bit of unsettled weather to come, especially so in western parts of Europe. Have a look at that and see what's going on. All eyes are going to be on Storm Alex. Today's goal is October forecast is going to be released tonight around 7 o'clock at GavsWeatherVids.com. So have a look at Terry's forecast coming up tonight, and I've already got that in my inbox, and it's a very interesting read, so you'll be able to have a read of Terry's October forecast around 7 o'clock this evening. Right, now, before I do anything else, I've got to show you my Hello There. So I have done a Hello There for Hello Daily, the Hello Daily YouTube channel. And so I'll leave a link to this in the description at YouTube with a video. Please give a sub to Hello There Daily's YouTube channel, and you can have a look at this for yourself. But I'm going to play this for you right now. So see what you think to this. It's a bit of fun. See what you think. Just going to get the speaker over, put it next to the microphone. So here we go then. Hello there,
General Kenobi.
There we go. That is my Hello There for Hello There Dailies. So a little bit of fun. Have a look at that and see what you think to it. You know, go to Hello There Dailies channel. Give the video a like if you'd like to see that, and leave a comment, and don't forget to subscribe to Hello There Daily's YouTube channel. And yeah, a bit of a laugh, and I enjoy doing it. So I'm not the best impressionist, but and you know, Obi-Wan Kenobi is very, very posh. I'm as common as mutt, really. So I can't really do a posh voice, but it's a bit of a laugh, a bit of fun. And I think it came out quite well, so I was quite pleased with how it came out. Savvy has also done a Hello There for Hello There Daily's channel as well. So have a look at Savvy's Hello There also for Hello There Daily. Right, okay, so let's get on with the weather video then. So we're going to start in the Tropical Atlantic. We've got two disturbance areas. Here we go. Two disturbance areas. We've got the yellow X just here. We've got the orange X just here. Let's deal with the yellow X. First of all, so that one is disturbance 2, saying another tropical wave located just east of Lesser Antilles is also producing a large area of disorganized showers and thunderstorms. This wave is forecast to move westwards at 15-20 miles per hour during the next several days, and environmental conditions could become a little more conducive for development of this system when the system is over Central and Western Caribbean Sea early next week. We've also got an orange X just here. That one is disturbance 1 with a 40% chance of cyclone formation in the next 2 days and a 70% chance, a high chance, in the next 5 days. With that one, they say a tropical wave located over the Western and Central Caribbean Sea is producing a large area of disorganized showers and thunderstorms. Conditions are expected to be conducive for development of this system, and a tropical depression is likely to form over the northwestern Caribbean Sea or the south central Gulf of Mexico, possibly before this system reaches the coast of Yucatan Peninsula on Saturday. Interesting, Belize, the Yucatan Peninsula of Mexico, and western Cuba should monitor progress of this disturbance. That could be a tropical storm on the way in the next couple of days. We shall see. Time will tell. Right, so this is how the central temperature is come out for September. So we have it in now. We have a CT in. This CT page at GavsWeatherVids. I'm going to scroll down through all of the decades, the centuries, and so on, all the way down to the very, very bottom. Here it is. This is 2000. And trying to just say a little bit more. This is 2020 just here. And that is September CT number. came out at 13.9. 13.9 was the final finishing number for September 2020, but it's actually 0.1 of a degree below the 81 to 2010 average. Can you believe it? And just 0.3 of a degree above the 61 to 1990 average, which is 13.6. So basically, I mean, we're within half a degree of both 81 to 10 and also 61 to 90, which tells us that this September has come out very, very average overall. It's quite remarkable, and it's absolutely remarkable considering how hot most of the first half, particular, of this September was. Bear in mind, on the 24th of September, so as we began the last week of September, on the 24th, the CET for September was at 15.4, and it's finished up at 13.9. We've lost around 1.5 degrees, or we lost 1.5 degrees of the CET in 1 week, in the last week of the month, which doesn't sound like a lot, but that is a huge amount to lose, like in the final week of the month, because it tends not to move around as much at the end of the month as it does early on. So quite remarkable drop in temperature actually took place in the last week of September. That's a very, very impressive cold spell indeed to take the CET from 15.4 to 13.9. Quite remarkable drop in temperature, and yeah, so the CET for September comes out 13.9, not too far from average. How does that relate to past Septembers? Well, last year we came in at 14.3, so excuse me, was a little bit above average. Last year, 2018 came out at 13.7, very close to this year. September 2017 came out at 13.5. That was our last really quite cool September, I think. 2016 now remains our last exceptionally warm September at 16.0. For a while, it did look as though this September might achieve that sort of a CET. Remember, if we remember back in the first week, 10 days of the month or so, or first half of the month, it did look as though 16 Celsius finish was possible for this September. But 2016 remains the last very warm September that we had, and our last sort of cold September, or very cold September, is 2015. At 12.6. 12.6 was the CET for September 2015. So that's the last time it was really significantly below average. So I've had an interesting sort of varying Septembers over the past few years. No particular signal there. Some very warm Septembers. Another one was 2011 at 15.1. Generally, September has cooled down, though, I think, over the past sort of decade or so. Back in the first decade of this century, a lot of the Septembers were very warm, and also the late 1990s had very warm September. But I think over this decade, and it's one of the few months that's done this, but over this past sort of 10 years or so, September has tended to revert back to being a little bit more autumnal, actually, and rather low with the CETs. Quite a few of them coming out in the 13s, you'll see here, back to 2010. Still with a few really warm as well, as you'd expect, and one particularly cold one, which was back in 2015. But yeah, very impressive drop in temperature, and of course, for September in the last week, of course, that does close the door on September 2020 now. So what does October have in store? Well, this is the 500 millibar high dynamic flow chart, Penn State University, for the next week to 10 days from the ECMWF, which is on the top, and the GFS, which I'm in a moment, is on the bottom. So 500 millibars is there in absolute high pressure, low pressure. I've been moved around by the jet stream running above. Red extrapolates high pressure, blue to low pressure. These are the mean flow charts for the 7 to 10 day time frame. Day 10 will take us to around the 11th of October. So you can see, but with the ECMWF, we've got northern blocking here, northern blocking extending from Norway across the northern latitudes and down into Greenland as well. Below average heights to the south of the country, jet stream for southwards as well. And so it's unsettled and it's cool. We're on the cool side of the jet stream. We've got blocking areas of high pressure up here, forcing the jet stream southwards. And so going on to the cool side of the jet means temperatures will be a bit below average. And also with trough low pressure, it's going to be unsettled as well. That's a very significant northern blocking feature that we've got there. The GFS is very similar as well. So again, we've got the above average heights extending through the North Atlantic into the Arctic through here, below average heights over the top of the country. Again, we're probably forcing the jet stream southwards a little bit. Jet stream being forced southwards, looking cool and unsettled, I think, as we move from the first week into the second week of October. The northern blocking that we're seeing here is very impressive and is quite unusual. October is not particularly a month that you associate with northern blocking. October tends to be more sort of zonal, with low pressure within the northern latitudes and high pressure from the Azores. So it's a little bit different to what we often get in October. Probably doesn't mean anything for the winter, but it is quite interesting to see so much northern blocking at the moment. These are the GFS upper temperature and precipitation ensembles over the next couple of weeks. Looking at Rugby today. So the red line is the 30-year upper air temperature average for Rugby. You can see at the moment a little bit cooler than average. Temperatures are going to tick up a little bit as we get through towards the weekend. And then they're going to fall away. They'll fall away as we move into next week and up into the towards the middle part of October. So becoming quite cool, but also very wet as well. We've got a massive precipitation spike just here, or masses of precipitation spikes, I suppose I should say, as it does go on for a couple of days, from like Friday through towards Sunday. So from around the 2nd to the 5th of October, looking very, very wet there across many parts of the country. A couple of drier days through the middle of next week, and then back into more unsettled weather again as we go through the second week of October. This does look as though it's going to be a very wet first half to October and pretty cool, or even potentially quite cold at times. Temperature anomalies from the 1st to the 9th of October, coming out a little bit cooler than average, not just the UK, but through many western parts of Europe. Precipitation anomalies from the 1st to the 9th of October, generally wetter than average, particularly so for more southern parts of the country. This is how the latest wind flow map is looking from earthnullschool.net. So low pressure is in control of the weather now. So here we go. Let's do this. Low pressure to our north and northwest, but jet stream is pushed southwards a little bit as well. So we are moving on to the cool side of the jet stream. There's a development just there, but it's going to be Storm Alex, essentially going to move up through France and then head in towards southern parts of the country through the course of tonight and into tomorrow, bringing lots of heavy rain with it. So low pressure dominates, and yeah, plenty of rain to come. So this is how the UK Met Office looking for Sunday. Dartboard area of low pressure at 980 millibars right over top of the country. Going to be dull and wet through many parts of the country this weekend. That low pressure continues into Monday as well. Spells of rain, heavy showers on the cool side of jet stream. It's going to be pretty miserable. Later on next week, we will get rid of that area of low pressure. That starts to drift away to the east, so things will turn a little bit drier through the middle of next week. But there's more low pressure out in the Atlantic. We've got a low pressure just there. Got more areas of low pressure around here. They're probably going to move in across the country as we go to the second half next week, keeping the unsettled and cool weather going. So how the GFS is looking for Sunday. Again, low pressure over top of the country, bringing lots and lots of heavy rain with it through into the early part of next week. Again, low pressure sits there over the country, bringing further showers, if not longer spells, rain out. Low pressure gradually inching away in towards the North Sea, turning cool and showery through the early part of next week. Possibly a little bit drier around middle of next week, but then in comes the next low on Thursday. Look at that. That's going to bring another bout of wet and windy weather across the country through the second half of next week. And then that low pressure pulls away to the east of Scotland and begins to start generating a mid-Atlantic ridge by Saturday, 10th of October, moving up towards day 10. We've got this mid-Atlantic ridge pulling up towards Greenland, winds are turning into the north, so you're getting a cold shock coming in from the north. That's how we look at day 10, with low pressure to our east, high pressure to our west, pulling down a northerly wind. Cool, possibly quite cold, with showers in the north, and there could be some night frost in with that as well. Then into extended range of this GFS run, high pressure begins to take over, sitting over into the east of the country, turns wind into the east. Now initially that's going to be quite a cool wind, but eventually if this area of low pressure begins to develop around Biscay, that might start to tilt wind round more towards the southeast. So through the middle of October, we might start to see the temperature beginning to lift up a little bit, But then back into sort of westerlies and low pressure coming back in from off the Atlantic once again. That's as far as we go with this GFS run today, which actually gets us to the 17th of October, which of course is my birthday. We're looking rather showery, but relatively mild as well. This is the precipitation, 5-day precipitation accumulation for the UK based on that GFS run. So plenty of rain to come. 2 specific very wet areas, one across central and eastern parts of Scotland, where we're seeing precipitation totals up to around 80 millimetres, and also very dramatically so down across southern England. So widely across the south coast, we're around 90 to 100 millimetres, but there's this specific area just here that's like from the southwest over towards like Isle of Wight, that sort of area, where we're seeing rainfall anomalies for the next 5 days up to around 125 millimetres. That is around 5 inches of rain. I think that's right. No, let's see. So we've got 25 millimetres to an inch. So 100 millimetres is 4 inches. Yeah, that's around 5 inches of rain being forecast there for some parts of southern coastal England. Very, very wet. Not quite as wet, you'll notice, through like Lincolnshire, those sort of areas. The rain's struggling a little bit there, but most places are going to be in for heavy rain in the next 5 days. 10-day accumulations look like that. Rainfall accumulated totals look like that. And again, very wet, particularly so in the north and in the south. Not quite as wet in these central parts of the country. That's how the GM, that's based on that GFS run. This is how the GM is on. Again, low pressure dominates on Sunday, bringing lots of wet weather with it into next week. Again, very unsettled low pressure piling in from off the Atlantic, bringing further spells of rain as we move up towards day 10. Just a little bit dry perhaps for GM as we get towards day 10. Slight little transient ridge there building in from the southwest. We've got more low pressure downstream, and that is going to be rolling in from off the Atlantic if we could go any further than day 10, which of course we can't. ECM looks like that. Again, low pressure dominates on Sunday. Going to be a wet old weekend, a proper wet weekend, bit of a washout in some areas looking likely. Staying very unsettled into next week for a while. Remember, low pressure sort of drifts away to the east, and we turn the wind more into the north to northwest. It will go more showery, but it will be cool. Heading up towards day 10, look at this. We saw it on the 500 millibar height anomaly flow chart, Penn State University. Lots of northern blocking gets going. That is a proper blocking area of high pressure around Greenland and Iceland. That's a really big northern blocking feature. Low pressure over Scandinavia. Winds are piling into the north. It's not particularly cold with the upper air temperatures. Not particularly cold, but probably cold enough to produce night frost if skies are clear, especially so up in the north. But it's really the synoptics that's very interesting. We don't see sort of a real block like that over Greenland all that often, and particularly not in October, which tends to be, as I say, a sort of zonal month. So quite interesting synoptics there from the ECM at day 10. This rainfall forecast based on the ECM run from tometeo.com. So you're going to be seeing a lot of rain in with this. This is tonight. So not only very wet, we haven't spoken about the gales. There will be gale force winds across southern coastal areas tonight and into tomorrow morning. But heavy rain piling up from the south across much of England and Wales. But it eased off for a little while tomorrow evening for another push of very wet weather comes in from the east. So very, very wet across England and Wales as we go through into Saturday. And that rain could be on all day on Saturday through many parts of the country, like through Wales, southwest England, Wales and Midlands, northern England. That rain could well be on all day on Saturday. An absolute washout of a day. Eventually it does turn a little bit drier in this southeastern corner. And into Sunday, actually, the rain is still there, sort of arcing in an arc around northern and western parts of the country. More heavy rain through there. I mean, lots of heavy showers breaking out because of Sunday afternoon through central areas and on into the early part of next week too. Through next week, just a case of showers or longer spells of rain coming and going, really. The exact areas that get these showers and longer spells of rain to be determined. But you get the idea. There's going to be a lot of rain around through next week as well, in the form of either heavy showers or maybe some longer spells. Rain eventually gets a bit dry by day 10. That's as the wind turns into the north, and of course at that point it will start to become colder. Now, the ECM ensemble is very well supported by, the ECM operation, I should say, is very well supported by its ensemble as well, with that northern blocking idea. So this is the option that's on the table at day 10 for the, which is the 11th of October. We have 51 out of 51 members of the ECM ensemble that have this mid-Atlantic ridge extending back to northern blocking, with a trough of low pressure over to the UK and winds coming in from a north or even northeasterly direction. So, although this does look rather unusual, this sort of scenario with this large blocking feature around Green, that does look quite unusual and a little bit strange, particularly so for October. Despite that, actually all members of the ECM ensembles at that point on the 11th of October are going for that idea, telling us that that northern blocking around Greenland is actually very well supported by the ECM and its ensembles, which is quite bizarre, really. So these are the options on the table for 2 weeks' time. This gets us to the 2 weeks' time. This gets us to the 16th of October. Have 24 members of the ECM ensembles with high pressure out to our west, low pressure to the east. Cool, a little bit drier. The Atlantic is blocked off, so it's going to be a little bit drier, but it will be cool winds in from the north. 15 with a lot of high pressure within the northern latitudes, low pressure to the south, winds probably pulling in from the east. So yes, they're going to be relatively dry away from the far southwest, but will be quite cold. And then 12 with high pressure over and to the west of the country. Again, quite a bit of dry weather on offer with that one. And probably pulling in light wind from a northeast direction. So all options looking quite cool, I think, with this ridge for the middle of October. It does look as though things could go drier into the middle of October, but all options are looking pretty cool then. Maybe with some night frost, who knows, time will tell. Right, these are the 500 millibar height on flow charts from the Beijing Climate Centre next 40 days, just to finish off. So this is day 1 to 10. Taking us from the 1st to the 10th of October, with below average heights in across the country, going to be very unsettled on the cool side of jet stream. So cool and wet for the first 10 days of October. The next 10-day period takes us from the 11th to the 20th of October. That's days 11 to 20, with low pressure way to our northeast, high pressure to our west-southwest. Winds are sort of in from a west-northwesterly direction. And so, yes, it looks quite cool, but not as unsettled, but still probably quite cool with that one. Days 21 to 30, 21st to the 30th of October, look like this. High pressure then centres over the country, really, with low pressure up to the north. We are on the mild side of the jet stream, but under that ridge, actually, it could be quite cool, maybe with some overnight frost. Next 10-day period, which is days 31 to 40, takes us from the 31st of October, Halloween, to the 9th of November, encompassing bonfire night, of course. The above average heights then over into the west of the country, below average heights to the north, a little bit more of a westerly fly, I think, here, possibly bringing in some milder weather for the early part of November, but I would have thought still reasonably dry, actually. I don't think really that we should look beyond like the middle of October though. So if we start getting that northern blocking setting up that the ECM is going for, then that's going to throw things into a bit of disarray probably. So I would suggest we probably at this stage don't look beyond the middle of October. Though I am going to do the GavsWeatherVids October forecast on Saturday morning. So we'll see what that suggests. And of course, we've got Terry Scott's October forecast coming tonight. Right, last thing I've got to tell you is that if you enjoy this video, please can you give us a like on the video. Let us know in the comments what you think. Make sure to subscribe to the GavsWeatherVids YouTube channel. We are on the grind to 8k subs. And when we get to 8k subs, we are going to be giving away a £30 Amazon voucher in a live stream. Got to get to 8k subs first, though. So make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Tell your friends about GavsWeatherVids. If everybody who subscribes brings a friend, then we're going to get to 8k back much quicker. And thank you so much, everybody, for doing that. Right, so that is it for your videos for today. Not it for the content, though. because at the website at GavsWeatherVids.com we will be releasing Terry Scott's October forecast at 7 o'clock this evening. I've already got it in my inbox, and it is a very, very interesting read. I'll say no more than that. Right, so I'll see you tomorrow in the videos, though, which tomorrow we're going to be doing Germany Friday and a 10 to 14 day for the update again. So I'll see you tomorrow for videos, but make sure you check out Terry's October forecast at 7 o'clock this evening. For this one, that's all for now. Thanks for watching.